Well, this is because we've sold out of the first edition. You guys have been just buying it off the shelves, and it's been fantastic. So rather than just give you a reprint, we've looked at errata, we've looked at the new army codexes that have been out. So it's not just going to be a reprint, you're going to get new army lists, new formations. Some of the ones we've done before we're going to take out, we're going to put newer versions in. There's going to be the Contemptor Dreadnought units in there, that kind of thing. We've also made some changes to some of the rules because of customer feedback. So you guys have been play testing, so this doesn't work, can you change it? We've listened to that, we are going to change some of the stuff. And yeah, you'll get new vehicles, new formations. Imperial Armour Volume 11, this is basically Eldar versus Space Wars, Cadians and Elysians. This will include a list for the Eldar Corsairs, which is a change to the Craftworld Eldar ones. So it's a similar list of, you use your Craftworld Eldar list, but then you'll replace certain elites or troop units to make a Corsairs list. It's giving you a spotlight for the Eldar players, so it's going to be, this is their time to shine. We do that with the Orc, where we did the Castrol Novum, it was the Orc's turn, now it's the Eldar. And Phil and myself are doing another painting book, I'm sorry to say. What we do with these books is, it's not necessarily the subject matter that's in the books. What we want to get across to you is painting techniques that you can put into your armies. Phil and myself are both keen wargamers. We paint, if it all stopped tomorrow, we'd still be making tanks, we'd still be painting figures. We love it as much as you guys. And so what we want to do with these books is to encourage you to paint your models. I know our models are very expensive, and you get a fear about painting them sometimes. You think, I've spent this much money, I don't want to do a bad paint job on it. So what it does, it gathers dust on the shelf. You leave it there, you go, I bought this model, but I don't want to paint it. What we want to say is get those paints out, paint models. I mean, Phil and myself have been doing seminars in the UK where we're just encouraging people to paint, and these books have been useful as reference books for people. It's like, I want to do some rust techniques on my old vehicles. I get the book down and I'll look at rust techniques. So, some of the vehicles in there you'll see are older vehicles. It's not going to be the most up-to-date vehicles in there all the time. In the second book we'll want to show painting armies, maybe damage on vehicles. What does a Tyranid weapon do to a Tau vehicle, to an Eldar vehicle? They're all going to have different battle damage. I mean, it's looking at things in history, ablative armour works differently now than it did in World War II, that kind of stuff. So that's what we're going to be doing there. We're going to be teaching people to get out there and paint your armies, get those pots of paint out and really go for it. So that's going to be the cover for the Apocalypse redo. Redo. So it's a change to this book. Is it a reprint with updated rules due to codex changes, player feedback, includes new vehicles, formations, includes the Contemptor Dreadnoughts and the Dark Eldar Tantalus, which we'll talk about a bit later. And again, this is Imperial Armour 11, Craftworld Eldar, with alternate army lists. Not a complete army list, of course. It will be, like I said, an update to those things. For the Space Wars, we'll be getting Bran Redmore, which is the company leader. He'll come in 2 different models. I'm sculpting him at the moment. The first model is in his runic armour. The second one, he'll become this mad wolfen creature. So you can literally swap him in combat. He'll fit on the same base. So you'll take one out, turn the mad werewolf loose, and see what happens. That kind of thing. Cadians and Elysians, we've got some new resin vehicles, we've got the Crassus, we've got various different variants to that. We've also got some new resin add-ons to the Cadian plastics as well. And these are some of the pages from the books. As you can see, we've got new paint schemes for most of these things. Well, I mean, if you've been to the Forgeworld stand today, you'll see some of the pages from the books as well. I'll let you linger on those while I find a page. And of course we're doing more etched brass. You know, the feedback with that is people like using the etched brass. There's different ways you can use it, obviously. On vehicles, if you're brave enough, you can soften it with a lighter, and it becomes very malleable, and you can get it onto shoulder pads and things like that. So if you just heat it up a little bit, it softens etched brass. And then if you want to harden it again, you can then quench it in water, and it works quite well. New Salamander Dreadnought. I mean, he's been out, I think, on the website for about a month now. He's quite popular. Sculpted by Simon Egan. And a bit later on, I want you to do a favour for me, because Simon Egan's just become a dad, so any of you doing forums and that, if you could just congratulate him for being a dad. More transfer sheets, obviously the Carcharodons. That's because Will Hayes has been painting the space sharks army. So he sort of had this little demand of, I need some Carcharodon shield and decals and things like that. So we're going to go with more of the Badab characters, more of the chapters, and more transfers. And these are the ones that people are starting to like now, Contemptor Pattern Dreadnoughts. We've got a few of these, so you've seen some of them on our stand. Prepare yourselves. Okay, we've got that one with the twin heavy bolters. Okay, that's one new variant that you have seen. You've seen the plasma gun. You haven't seen the heavy conversion beamer. And I'd like to point out, heavy conversion beamer. Yeah. It's also got, you can't see it in that model, but Will has actually made a graviton gun in the paw of the Power Fist as well. So typically he made all the fingers closed, so you can't see. And there's that one. Now look at that one for a bad boy. Who doesn't want that in their army? Come on, bring it on, Orcs.
Take my money!
Just throw me cash, it's fine, I'll put that around. I mean, we are going to do a few more Contemptors and that, but that's just amazing. That's just a fantastic model that Will's been doing. I mean, eventually you probably could, if we do a jump pack version as well, you can make your army of Dreadnoughts. That's the Devastators. That's the new Kratos Super Heavy Armoured Launcher. This was made by one of our designers, Stuart Williamson. So you're not just carrying troops now, you're carrying a lot of missiles now. That's the get rid of those Tyranid swarms, you know. Get rid of the infestation. I can hear that. What about Gelda? And of course, I don't know if you've seen any of these.